Change is hard. I know people make it seem like a walk in the park and they tell you to change yourself, reinvent yourself, go to 2.0 and all that, but it is a different story in the real world. As much as we would love to change, our inherent nature prefers to stay where it is, especially when we don't know exactly how to do it. Can you now see that the fight for greatness is between you versus you? And as you may know, reinventing yourself is an important step to staying relevant in today's rapidly changing world. This is why Ume Kolintibube, aka the Success Soldier, has brought together 12 profound speakers in a 6-day conference titled Reinvention 2023, disrupting you for global relevance. The speakers are Awesomeness Eswabana, Niyi Shoyinka, Dr. Onyeka Chiemele, Jasper Ifeanyi, Shegun Manuel, Mark Idiahi, Emmanuel A. Amadu, Solomon Ota, Elisha Maman, Frederick Namdi Ibembo, Okoye Ijoma Dicta, Raymond Okpani, the panelists, the energetic EJ Precious Chukwuemeka Nwosu, and the keynote speaker Emmanuel Olatunji EGA. Regardless of your background or status, this is your chance to redesign your life and transform into the next level you. Click the link anywhere around this video to register for this life-changing conference. See you there.
Two things changed me totally. One was time and two was target. Once I put my time on ground and my target, I look like a madman. A man with a vision is a madman until the vision comes to pass. You cannot pull me out like this because I am hungry to win. Except you are ready to eat this kind of spirit, you are not making progress anywhere. A case in point, I just had Thinkation 2019. The year before that, I had 700 people. But this year, I said to myself that I wanted 5,000 people to register for it. In a space of 2 months, I had 7,000 people registered. When the event came, there were 3,500 people in attendance. So that tells me that I can do more. Once you put time on any project, time on any assignment, time on anything, it changes who your friends are. It changes who you talk to. It changes where you go. If your friends are the same ones you had 5 years ago till today, that means you have not made progress. If you want to change your position, get angry with your present condition. When you walk in faith, God shows up. Numbers chapter 1 verse 18, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 45 says if you are 20 years old, you are able to do. I expect you to get angry to find out how do you become independent now. Between the ages of 13 to 19, you should be training yourself to win, to dominate the market, so that by 20 you can take a decision. Tradition has held our boys and our women down. Stay in your house till they are 30, till they are 35 years old. Then when a man stays till 30 years old, what do you want the man to do? Because when cement has gotten dry, it becomes set. It becomes set. The problem with Africa, Nigeria, is free food. Because anybody that gives you free food stops you from thinking. Two things change me. I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep, but I'm afraid of a pack of sheep led by lions. I came here to raise lions. I came here to provoke you. I came here to disrupt you. I came here to set that fire inside you. No matter the recession in the forest, a lion will never eat grass. Monkey know the bongo. No. A lion is not the tallest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the biggest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fattest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fastest animal in the jungle. So if you ask the lion, did you pass your fastest animal exam? He will say no. Did you pass the longest animal in the jungle? He will say no. Did you pass the biggest animal in the jungle exam? He will say no. Did you pass the wisest animal in the jungle? So what did you get in fastest? F. What did you get in strongest? F. What did you get in this one? F. What did you get in this one? F. So in your school set exam, you get F, 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 F. No problem. But yet he's the king of the jungle. Your academics is not a guarantee for your success. Keep your
Wow. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Hey, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
I'm happy to have you.
Thank you.
I'm coming. Let me set something. Okay. I want to set something. I not like this. Okay, I've seen it. Yeah. That's what I want. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for showing up for me, ma'am. It's good to have you
You're
here, ma'am.
welcome. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Let me do a quick introduction. I want them to know who I'm having here, because if I not tell them now, they will not understand. They need to focus and listen. Let me loud it first. Let me read your profile for them. Okay. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me read about Sister Energetic EJ. Energetic EJ is known as a woman of many expressions. She's a singer, trainer, sound engineer, voiceover artist, podcaster, and event host. She's a resident MC at Female Founders Initiative, MEA. She's an award recipient from various organizations like She Awards by Limbis Magazine, Recognition Awards by One Connect Community, Phenomenal Personality in Diaspora by Iconic Brand Awards Nigeria, to mention a few. She is an audiobook creator for African authors with work from notable authors like Edwin Edewo's Amazon bestselling book, The Productivity Checklist, Amaka Asia's My Sister's Bestie, Adewale Richards' Three Things, The Gospel Project. Am I correct? Okay. Several books by Dr. Stephen Akintayo. Wow. The real estate billionaire. Dr. Stephen Akintayo. Wow. Let me continue. And many more. She's dedicated to training and supporting audiobook creators, narrators, and podcasters by creating content and courses that help them thrive in their craft, as well as provide support by a close community. She's the convener of the Becoming Summit, an initiative to awaken the young generation, aged 18 to 35, a desire to be a better version of themselves, being fit for their purpose, and has reached Africa, Europe, and Asia, spanning several countries across these countries, okay, across this continent. AJ is a master storyteller, and her podcast Stretch Street focuses on documenting the stretch stories of individuals who have been through tough times and and come out of it as better people. The goal is to draw out life lessons from their experiences to inspire our audience. She's the author of three books, namely Six Effective Ways to Crush Shyness, Podcasting with a Difference, the Ultimate YouTube Live Streaming Guide. She is an inspiration to many across the globe. Yeah, I agree. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very
Wow,
much.
welcome. Thank you so much, ma'am,
Thank you,
for coming
Daniel.
here.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
It's good to have you here. It's good to have you. I'm not hearing your voice. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Let me check if your
Can you
mic
hear?
is muted.
No, my mic is not
Can you hear
muted.
me?
Yes,
No,
I
I
can
can't hear
hear
you.
you.
Let me see. I don't know if your mic is muted.
My mic is not muted. My mic is
I'm
on.
coming. Let me see. I don't know what's wrong here. I'm coming. Okay, ma'am. Sorry for that. I had to go back just to make this thing work because I could not hear you that time, but now I can hear you.
Okay,
Fantastic. Hey, very well. It's okay now.
no problem.
Yeah, we are live already. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
How do you do today, ma'am? How is Dubai?
Very well, thank you.
Okay. Brother Dane Afiaku Rue said he can hear both of us. Okay,
Thank you, Mr.
fantastic.
Daniel. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming to Reinvention Conference. It's an honor to me, ma'am. Thank you so much. With all this baby
Thanks for
stuff,
having
when I
me.
read you've done audio book for brother and the billionaire real estate guru, Dr. Steven Akintayo. No, no, no. It's not my mind. It's not my mind. And I saw the last picture he posted on Facebook. That one when I was seeing all this white Dubai people, I was like, wow, my God, how could a Nigerian woman and this Dubai people could understand the way she was speaking in English and they sat down there, they were watching her to control everything. There's a way Nigeria will speak, Dubai somebody will not even understand what they are saying.
Well,
But you
there's
could sit
also a
there
way
and
they
hold.
would speak and we won't understand. So it's give and take. It's
Exactly.
part of it's part of
Exactly.
being a global
Exactly.
citizen.
So sometimes like our own is worse. Uh, Sometimes just like
Not
our own is
really,
worse.
not really. No, not really. I think we are actually doing well as Nigerians. We are, when it comes to speaking English, we are way ahead of a lot of other countries. Like there are countries that don't speak English at all. Like they don't speak, they don't understand it, and they don't care, right? But
Hmm.
some of them are
It's not their
trying,
thing.
yeah, but some of them are trying, like they would do anything, they'll pay anything to learn how to speak, like we do. So yeah, it's not we when for us back when we think our English is the worst. Nope. Our English is way better. Even permit me to say this, my other African brothers and sisters, I mean, even in Africa, at least West Africa, like I know is we still, for those of us who are invested in speaking well, we are we are we are at the top of the bar, really. So yeah, don't stress.
Hmm. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, today we're talking about reinvention. I said I want you to come to my conference. Tell us about your reinvention story. What do you think, or what do you have to say about reinvention? What is reinvention to you when it comes to
Hmm.
you, man? People like
I
us.
mean, reinvention is really just rebirthing yourself. And so I'm a person of faith, for example. Reinvention can be likened to being born again. So,
Hmm.
as a person of
Wow.
faith, being born again is you are saying, this is how I used to be, but now this is how I am, or this is how I want to be, and this is how I am now. So it's like a U-turn, right? But for reinvention, it's more like it's a rebirth. So it's like saying, this is where I am now. So if I'm reinventing myself, I am coming out with a newness, away with the
Wow.
old and here with the new. So it's more like if you like for snakes do shed their skin after a period of time. Like they'll literally
Hmm.
go out of their current skin and come up with new one. So that's the concept
Hmm.
of reinvention to me. I mean, that's what I see reinvention as. So yeah.
Wow. Wow. The one thing that got me is that as a believer, reinvention is you like repenting, giving your life to Christ. That one got
Absolutely.
me. Wow. Wow. Hmm. Okay. Now I want to say something, but I'm thinking of the way I should say it so that you will, just like I remember when ego want to live longer, they'll go one place and you
I
hear that
shed
they're
off all
scrapping
their shed
because
off
they
all
want to
their
live
feathers.
longer. That one too is a reinvention. No? That's
Yes.
reinvention. Because they said this
Yes.
Christ something, that was an angle from that aspect. I'm like, wow. Wow. So can you please share your story, how you invented yourself now that you're, because you're not like this before, maybe 20 years
Oh,
ago,
absolutely.
but now you've got,
Absolutely. In fact, I was not like this 3 years ago. right?
Wow.
Because yeah, okay, well, maybe it's almost 3 years now. 2020 was the year that I had a major reinvention. And since then, it's been pockets and buckets of, reinventions here and there. I'm hoping that this year, as I add another year, is going to be a major one for me again to come out in a new light. I'm trusting God for that. So 2020 was that year when I would say that there was a significant reinvention in who Ejiro was. Before 2020, I was known as Ejiro. That's it. Ejiro Sakede. That's it. That's me. I was a singer. I did a lot of things, right? I had songs. I was hosting concerts. I was, organizing concerts back in Ghana. I'd had two series of that. A yearly concert. I'd had two series of that, 2016 and 2017. So, but 2020, after COVID hit, just the whole process started before COVID became a global phenomenon. Like that started earlier in 2020, but we're just hearing rumors. It was feeling like, was it true? Was it not true? What's happening in China? And then gradually started to spread. And so there were events in my life at the time that started to form the basis or the foundation for which I was going to get a wake up call that I cannot continue to live like this any longer. And what happened was I had a very, very, very close friend. A friendship at the time I would have considered divine. And I think it was divine, but error on my part and maybe on my friend's part, but I don't like to, put the blame on her. I just want to take my part of the blame. And so I knew it was a divine relationship, it was a divine friendship, and it was going good. And then just for a flimsy thing, it literally went from 0 to 100, or would I say from 100 to 0? Like it went zap, like what just happened, right? And I lost that dear relationship. And for the first time, like, as a matter of fact, like even let's say romantic relationship in the past before that time never really got to me that deeply. This was like, I was like, what happened? And I started to think of the ways that I could have handled the situation differently, that I could have gotten a different result. And it became really, really painful for me. It was painful. I literally mourned the loss of that friendship, and I cried for days. And it was in those days that I decided that I cannot continue like this. I think at the time I was I was I was I was a chronic people pleaser. So I'm still a recovering people pleaser. So I've recovered in the sense that um, what people think about me don't really hold me anymore. But I still need to break completely free from what I think people think about me. Because now it's not what people think anymore. People are thinking their thing. I really don't care. But then I'm coming up with stories in my head of what I think people are thinking about me. So that one I still need to work on. Right. So at the time, I think I was, so basically I didn't want, I hated confrontations. Like I hated it. So I would rather be quiet than confront a situation. I'd rather be silent than tell somebody that they offended me or something like that. So, okay, I can hear myself.
Yes. No, just
Okay.
you might check up.
Okay. Right. So I just, that was who I was then. So because I didn't want to handle or face confrontation, because I didn't want to confront situations. And the truth is, I'm a very transparent person. Like the way God wired me is transparent. If I'm happy, you can see it on my face. If I'm not, you can see it on my face. If I'm sad, you can see it on my face. If I'm worried, you can see. If you know me, you would know that EJ, something is wrong. So something happened, I didn't want to confront it, but at the same time, my body language was saying a different thing. And so that caused a miscommunication between myself and my friend. And it just eventually made her say, you know what, I don't want to see you again. I don't want to have anything to do with you. And she cut me off and all of that. And it was really, really painful. Honestly, it was painful. But then that was a wake-up call for me. Like, EJ, you cannot continue like this. You cannot continue to run away from confrontations. You cannot continue to be a people pleaser. And luckily, I would say, the COVID thing happened, there was lockdown. So there was enough time during the COVID period to really shut down, to stop all the activities, to look within, and in this period, I got into the coaching space. So I started to enroll for coaching programs. I did, I think it was about 6 or 8 weeks coaching program with a particular coach, and it's called Positive IQ, PQ, Positive Quotient Coaching. And I did that for like 6 weeks, and that was where I really understood what was happening at the time. That was when I understood that I was a people pleaser, and I needed to work on that. I needed to turn that saboteur into a sage. I was an hyperachiever. I got to know that during that program, and I got to know that, okay, there are ways that I can switch those things into being sage. You see, so the fact that I always want, like, I'm always on the move, like I just want to do better, I want to achieve, I want to do this, I want to do that. So I'm always on the go. But I needed to know that there are times that I need to step down, I need to pause, I need to take a pause, I need to take stock, I need to see what's working, what's not working. And so all of those things I started to understand then. And I got into the immense inner coaching with Coach DDK, and I started to understand a lot of other things, right? So in all of those processes, it was about the same time that I enrolled for Bankole Williams program. It was about the same time that I also got into Jimmy Tewe's accountability program. Okay, somebody should mute their mic. I can hear myself. Yeah, I can hear myself. Okay, it's off now, right? So I got into a lot of coaching programs at the time. And so it just literally helped me understand that. Hi, Mr. Precious, welcome. It just really helped me understand that I needed to reinvent. And so in the process of learning, unlearning, and relearning in that year was when I began to see me in a new light. It was when I saw this energy that I've always carried. I saw it for what it was, which is my gift. It's my superpower. But all along, I'd not known better, and I'd allowed people call it different names. People calling it, you are too much, you are too extra. But I wasn't extra. I wasn't too much. It was my superpower. It was what God has built into my DNA. It is what sets me apart from every other person. It is what makes me enter a room and there is a change in the atmosphere. And so that was when I recognized it for what it was. That was when I embraced it. And that was when I started to call myself that. And the moment I started to call myself that, it became clearer that, oh, this is what it was. So literally, I'll meet people and I'll be talking to them like, oh my God, I love your energy. I'm like, yes, you gotta love it. That is it. It's my superpower. You don't have a choice. If you don't love it, if you don't like it, then we're not supposed to be in the same room. And that's okay. I'm not for everybody.
telling you.
Yes, I'm not for everybody. I'm not jollof rice and I'm not ice cream. So if you can't stand my energy, we're not supposed to be in the same place together, right? So I'd say that that's my reinvention story. And ever since then, I've embraced this person that I am, and I've constantly look forward to consistently improving on the person that I am, learning how to be confrontational without being aggressive or defensive, but really just, let's talk. You did this to me. I really don't like how I felt when you did that. Let's talk about it. So I'm more open to talking. I'm more open to confronting issues rather than running away from them, right? I'm more open. And now also know that, see, when it comes to achievement, I try as much as possible to celebrate my every win. my every, because for me before it's like it's done, let's go, move on to the next. What's up? What's the next thing, right? But now I'm learning to enjoy the process, to celebrate every single win. And even on those days that I felt like it's not a win, what is the lesson? If I learn something, then it's a win, right? So this is my reinvention story. I think your network is
Okay,
wobbly.
I'm back.
Okay, welcome.
It's my fault. I mistakenly off the data. I wanted to turn off Bluetooth and I went to off the data. Sorry about
I
that.
see.
Okay.
No problem.
So what got me is that the same year, 2020, that people are going through a lot, this pandemic time, when people are just like, I'm tired. I can't continue again. No, it's not. In fact, I'm going back to my village. That the same year you just had this transformation.
Yeah.
So even in crisis, people still get opportunities that will change their life forever.
Absolutely.
Wow. Wow. Why is it that you not give excuses? You not say, I'm from Nigeria, I'm from one village, one state like that. Let me just go and kill myself. In fact, let me go back to the village. Let me go and be working for somebody that will pay me 30,000 in the end of month. Why is it not do like that? Why is it that you're not different from every other person? So people will
Well,
be saying that.
eh, honestly, I think it's just God. When you have God, there is a hope that you cannot understand, that sometimes you yourself cannot understand, because when you look back and see some of the things that you've been through, you'll be like, how did I even survive this thing? Like, how am I surviving? It can only be God. And so if He's causing me to survive, it means there is more. It means my assignment here
Sure,
is not done. So even
sure.
on my worst days, on the days that I literally am like, I'm tired, God, I am tired, because I'm just tired. I don't want to do again, right? I remember like the fact that I'm still breathing means there's still assignment for me. So
Mm,
when I'm done crying and sometimes complaining, I come back and say, God, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I'm still alive. I woke up again this morning. Okay, there's still assignment
wow.
for me here. There's still
Wow,
work for
wow,
me to
wow,
do. So I just
wow.
pray. So most times when I get to that point, which I often get to, really, I often get to that point. And the way I also get out of it is to say, God, the fact that I'm still alive, the fact that I'm still breathing means you still have assignment for me. And I know things might be tough, but that I'm alive means I am tougher. So God, give me strength to
So far.
face whatever it is that would come. Because again, when I look back, I see some very tough things that I've been through. And I came through. I came out, right? I rejoiced afterwards and then back into it again, right? So I think it's a revolving cycle. We can never until we transition from this reality to the next one, we can never go out of challenges. There will always be challenges. I mean, at
Wow.
some point in 2021, especially 2021, gosh, I don't know how God did it, but even me, I was in shock of it, because on a good day, I'm a natural warrior. I worry a lot. But in 2021, things were so tough, but you would never know, because for some reason, it felt like I was operating at a parallel. There were the challenges going, they were glaring, they were there, all eyes that know can see, but it did not stop me from fulfilling my assignment per time that I felt like I needed to be doing this thing. I was doing great. On the outside, it felt like I was boiling, but on the inside, it was a raging storm. But I could exist without lying to myself, without denying that the challenges are there, without pretending necessarily to the people like everything is okay. No, I was just doing this. It was like it was two people living inside of me. I was doing this because I felt this was the assignment for the time. This was what God was laying in my heart to do. This was what I was called to do. This was my purpose for this moment. These challenges, it will be there. And for people who come closer, who were in the behind the scene, like how are you doing it? I'm like, honestly, I cannot tell you that this is how. It is God. It is God. Because again, is I remember at the time, I would tell myself, see, the challenges are always going to be there. They will always be there. So if I sit with them and crumble and think myself into depression and make myself handicapped, eventually it will roll away. And that's how life is. It will roll away. And it does not mean that you now enter the next challenge. You enter the next challenge, right? So if you now spend all your energy and time and focus on that challenge at the time, you miss out on the other amazing things that you could have been doing at the same time. So for me, my prayer is always, God, it is hard, but I know you can do all things, and I can do all things because you have strengthened me. So please just help me go through. Because last, it will happen. And when it now happen, you will not be like, so why did I want to kill myself that time? Why did I want to worry myself to death that time? But now it's sorted. But then you look up again, and the next challenge is waiting for you. So challenges are here to stay. They're not going anywhere. So for me, that's why, like, sometimes there are some prayers that I'm not like, well, I'm just like, God, just strengthen me to go through this challenge. So, for example, the Bible already told us about the end times, right? That these are crazy things that will be happening. The Bible already described it and it is scary every time you read it. Even the one in Matthew, not to talk much of the one in Revelation. When you read it, it is scary. So when we are here and we're not praying that God put an end to all the wars in the world, and I'm like, I don't know. Honestly, like for me, it's a bit skeptical. Like, but prophecy must be fulfilled. The word says it will not let any dot like this go unfulfilled. So if it says there will be wars, there will be rumors of wars in the end time, and that's what we're hearing now. Are we supposed to be praying that the war will stop? Or are we supposed to be praying that God, let everyone that has your name on them know you? Let them come to the knowledge of you before the war takes them away, if the war is going to be the one that will take them away. So that the people that needs to be saved will be saved, right? So these are some fine lines, like, those challenges will always be there.
Wow. And I love the part that you said you cried. Some people don't like sharing it. They will not tell the truth. They'll say, yes, God. They'll only be posting, nobody will ever post their pain. Like people see this
No,
and be
so I think about it too. But the truth is, if I post, so it's a
I
fine line that I'm
understand.
also still trying to understand. I'm also still trying
I
to,
understand.
yeah, I'm also trying
I
to
understand.
embrace it in my own way. So in my inner circle, in my own small communities, I am vulnerable. They know the days that my head is turning on their own. Sometimes they know the days that I am frustrated, like I'm trying to do this and it's not working and I am tired. I can open up to them. But if I share that on the general social media, for example, there will be somebody somewhere who does not know my backstory, who has never met me before, who does not know anything. And maybe that's one post that they will just see. It could send a different, message to them. It does not, I
Perspective.
don't know. Exactly. It depends on how I handle it though, but still, it at the moment, in that moment, I might not be able to rope in some form of hope. Do you get? And so if it's not going to lift the spirit of somebody else up, why should I share it? That's my own personal view. Do you get? Why should I share it?
Wow.
So even if I want to share me crying, there has to be a message that will say,
Sure.
weeping may endure for a night, though, but joy, it has to, I don't know how to end it with the negative. It has to end well. So
Oh,
because of that, yeah, but of course, I think everybody cries. Everybody
yeah,
bleeds.
everybody cry. I
Maybe
cry too. I cry.
right, yes. So it's just that,
I
some
cry.
people don't want to show that side of them on the
And
outside.
that's why
It's
it's
in
good.
a way it's justifiable, but yeah.
That's why it's good. That's why we write books. So if you want to know more,
Mm,
you go in there. That means you are never
mm,
reading this. That means you are interested. You want to know more about this. Then go buy the book, read
exactly.
the book. We put our story there, not just post it on social media on another person's platform. One thing I love here is that just like I'll quote Bruce Lee, that charisma, he said, "Don't pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to enjoy it." Because there always be challenges. And I read in this book by John C. Maxwell, Leading in Tough Times. He said the idea of that book, the whole concept of that book is that in all tough time, always have hope. Hope to be there.
Yes.
I know this thing now, you went through it, you have hope. Because that's like faith, the substitute of faith. That is it. That's it. But people don't know, they almost want to give up.
That's the thing. And I think that is where knowing God really comes in. Because for somebody who does not know God, they can't, it's not their fault. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. And so they are like hopeless. And sometimes we feel it too. We feel hopeless. We feel despair. But then we remember that no, my Redeemer lives. I cannot remain here. No. I remember, I've had such a tough couple of months now. This year, this first quarter was it was Basbos. I remember one time I was like, the song that came, like that kept coming consistently, was one old Mount Zion song. Èṣù bó bá gbé mi, bó gbé mi, bó gbé mi. Èṣù bó bá gbé mi, ò lè là mí mọ́lẹ̀ o. It means, see, devil, if you carry me, you cannot smack me down and say 1, 2, 3, winner, lie. Yes, you will smack me down. I will do like this. We will fight it. I will not give up. We will fight it. We will fight it, you get, but we feel it sometimes. But that knowing God, knowing that there is Jehovah God somewhere who has not given up on me, it gives me hope again. And I'm able to pick myself up and say, okay, God, I'm sorry I even cried at all. It's not like I don't believe in you. It's not like I don't have faith. But I'm just tired, really. I'm tired. Oh, I can't hear you again. I can't hear you. No, I can't hear you. No. Unmute again now. No. What happened to your audio? No, I can't hear you. So maybe leave and come back. All right, guys, I hope that you are having fun. I hope that whatever we're sharing here is making sense to you. Please type in the comments if you are getting any form of value from this conversation. Please type in the comment, let us know. Kind of encourage the convener and the other people who are here to know that you're getting something. I hope that you're getting something. So please feel free to type in the comments to say yes, affirm something that spoke to you. If there's anything that I've said that I've jumped at you, please type it to the comment section. And if you also have any questions, please feel free to type in the comment section as well. I think our host is having a bit of network issues. So while we wait for him, I would love to read from you in the comment section. Please let me know that you're here, that you can hear me, you can hear us, and you're getting some value from this conversation. So please, if you're there, please kindly type in the comment section while we wait for our host to be back. Anybody there? Okay, this network, finally.
Okay, ma'am, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can now.
Hallelujah. When the matter is really going deep, this is deep inside conversation. And the thing is not in here. Wow. Now let me ask, how can one reinvent themselves? Just use your experience as a template that they will use to invent themselves.
So I think for me, I can't say it's going to be a template because our journeys are different. We are different. And the phases of our lives are also different. But there comes a time when you would know there is an uneasiness, there is a discomfort that you feel like this is not where I belong. It's either you are hungry for more, you just know that
Hungry.
I want more, I can do more, but what is stopping me? You are uneasy, you are uncomfortable. That is a period for you to reinvent yourself. So you want to find out what exactly am I uncomfortable about. And for all of us, it's going to be different. For those of us who are of faith, that is a good time to lean in and say, God, what do you want? What do you want me to do? And I know, see, let me even lie to you guys. Sometimes you pray and pray and pray and pray, and you will not hear anything. For the longest time, I almost even quarreled with God, to say, honestly, because I remember all along as I was growing up and everything, I've always prayed and asked God for an encounter like Apostle Paul had, a very significant encounter. So every time I ask and nothing happens, I would be angry with God. I'm like, God, I don't understand you. First of all, you say we should ask that you will give me. I've been asking and not saying anything. Number two, Saul was on his own, jejely, crucifying the Christians.
Imagine.
He did not ask you for encounter.
You have not touched a blood, sir. You have not touched any blood.
You encountered him. Now me, I am asking, and you are not doing any. What is the problem? You see,
no gun, no cutlass. Yeah, with no gun and cutlass.
Okay, I see. Like Apostle Paul, I mean. Well, so so it will be different, but again, it's also understanding. So for people of faith, let me talk to you first. Is you understanding how God deals with you? I've now had to sit down and start trying to observe, how does he speak to me? Because I was expecting, like, I want to, Saul, why are you persecuting the church? I want to also have like, hey, don't go there. This is what I want you to do going forward. Right? But that did not happen. But I've noticed that when he wants me to do something, he lays it in my heart as a desire. And so the scripture that goes for me for that is, he's the one that worketh in us, both to will and to do of his good pleasure. So when the willingness is there and the energy or the enthusiasm is there to act on the desire, I take it as my leading. So it will be different for you. I don't know how God speaks to you. So, but I know that when it is time for you to reinvent, when it is time for you to upgrade, when it is time for you to move away from where you are now, it becomes uncomfortable. Some things that you used to enjoy before will begin to lose taste. Some places you like to go before, you begin to irritate you. Some people you like to hang around, they will just become like, I just don't. But you will know in your heart, in your body will tell you, say, something needs to change. Something needs to change. So in that time, if you're a person of faith, you can ask God, okay, God, what do you want me to do? Please order my steps. Please direct my path. And for me, it's that desire. So when I keep having that desire and I have the fervor, like the enthusiasm to action it,
that burden,
I just go for it and say, God, I feel like this is what you're teaching. This is what you want to do. And if it's not what you want me to do, well, I will do it. And you learn me, you teach me. Is it that I learn or I learn?
If you fail, you correct yourself.
It's not learning. I learn or I learn.
It's learning. It's not failing. In our word, it's learning.
I grow. At least I will learn that, okay, that one was not God. It was your own mind. Okay. Well, no, right? So,
wow.
But again, so basically just ask yourself, and then you start to, it kind of also direct the areas that you would start to learn for that season. Because for me, based on the desire now, so I know, this is something that is like, this thing's come, is not going, it's come, is not going. Okay, what is this? What can I do about it? I'm still fine-tuning it, trying to get better, because remember I said I'm an hyperachiever, so execution is not a problem for me, right? But I need to learn also, but I need to also learn how to like sit with it sometimes to really go deep. At some point in my life, like It felt like nothing was happening. Like, God, what's going on? I need to be doing something, but there's nothing to do. And God was telling me that, see, I need you to build roots downwards. Calm down. Don't need to do gra. Calm down. You're building roots downward. So if nothing is happening, like it feels like you are doing a lot, but nobody is seeing you. Just calm, because that's a planting time. That's a planting time for you. And like with any plant, when you plant the seed, it has to die first. And when it's dead, it does not mean that nothing is happening. Things are happening, it's just going roots downwards. And when the roots has entered where the nutrients will come in, it will start to sprout. People will not start to see you and start to celebrate.
How did it happen? That we say, how did it happen?
Overnight.
Is it not the EJ that I know?
A lot has gone on that you had no clue about. So so how to reinvent yourself is going to be different from one person to another. You need to understand how you relate with God. If you're a person of faith, and if you're not a person of faith, honestly, even if you don't believe that there is God, that's your belief, but I know there is God, because there is a part of Him inside of you, which is the breath that you're breathing in your lungs. And with that breath comes something called your conscience. With that conscience comes something called your gut. That gut knows. That gut knows. It knows. It knows. There is a knowing. Coach Larry will say, it is your knower. You can feel it here. It's like you can feel it here under your, like it's under your rib. There is a knowing. When you know, like it's a gut feeling. Like how do you know? Like I just know. It's your gut feeling. So even if you don't believe in God, like there's God, it's just you. And I don't know your experience. I don't know what has happened to you from your childhood that made you come to that conclusion. But you have a gut. You have breath in your lungs. That breath is God. That gut is God. That conscience is God. So listen to that gut sometimes. It will direct.
Do you mean Coach Larry Olushola, the catalyst?
Yes.
Wow. And then, wow, fantastic. You have finished everything. You have said everything. You have said everything. All I have to say again, nothing than to tell you thank you. I'm also writing a book on reinvention. There I'll get to put my story and everything. One of the people that pushed me is Ubon King, the troublemaker. He was the one that gave birth to this success soldier. Like when I read his post, he said he believed that life is a relay race. You have to play your part and pass on the baton.
Absolutely.
So he said he passed it on to the next generation. I mean, I now saw it. I said, let me recollect it. So I now have to take it and run with reinvention.
Absolutely.
That's how I got here. And I started to bring people like you. This stuff. Isn't it?
Well done. And I pray, you handle it and then you pass it on to the next generation. That's what we live for, really.
Next generation.
Pass on to the next generation, to do what we can, and then, pass that energy, pass that knowledge, pass that, just leave a legacy behind, Yeah. So well done. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. God bless you. So this is the end of this session. Thank you, the energetic EJ. I will screenshot this one.
Let me pause.
So let me screenshot. I cannot screenshot. I'm live.
Okay, let me help you. Let me help you screenshot, and then I'll send it on WhatsApp.
All right. Okay.
So let me do this.
Cheese.
Ready, 2, 3, go. Cheese.
Thank you. All right, let me come with Brother Precious. Before you go, please say hi to Brother Precious. Let me bring him up.
Yes, no problem.
Brother Precious, show your face, sir. I don't know if he's here. Brother Precious, can you hear me? Show your face, let us. Yeah, he's here.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sir, I want to see your awesome face. Yeah. Ma, please do a screenshot again. Ma, please do a screenshot again. Stop. Brother Precious will be there. Want to see his awesome face.
Okay.
Brother Precious, please.
So we go in 3, 2, 1. Say cheese.
Cheese. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I've been
That
in the
conversation is
background and
deep
I've been
inside
listening.
conversation. Deep
Thank you.
inside
God bless
conversation. That's why I brought DIC, deep inside conversation with Ome Collins. And always bring people who are destructive in their thinking so that they'll put their energy here and scatter everywhere. In fact, as I talk, the roof step won't come out. Thank you, ma.
Thank
Thank
you
you, ma'am.
very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Okay. I'll have it some other time. Let me bring up Brother Precious. Okay, bye. Thank you. God bless you. Wow. Brother Precious.
Good afternoon, great
Good
man.
afternoon, sir. Hmm. Your voice, lawyer. Thank you so much, sir.
What is there to say? What is there to say? Eh?
You
uh,
know, they say when you how the Igbo used to say it. Nwata kwọcha aka, osele ọgaranya lie, the rest word now. So when you wash
yeah,
your hands, you dine with the kings. So now I
exactly.
have the privilege to dine with kings like you. Hmm. Wow. Hmm. Thank you for honoring me, sir. God
Thank you.
bless
God
you.
bless you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon,
Um,
everybody. I don't know where you're watching from, where you're connecting from. Good afternoon to you from Nigeria, and top of the day to you from those watching from all across the world. And Mr. Ume, you are a great
mhm.
man. If you noticed recently, I began to address you as Major. When you are the
Hmm.
success soldier, for a while now we've connected and we've followed each other on I think on Twitter,
Facebook.
and that
Okay,
was
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
first
yeah.
time. That was the first time I got to know you as the success soldier. And I've been watching, just
Wow.
like everyone watching on social media, we're watching to see why does this person call themselves the success soldier. And when I saw you come up with this reinvention, and then I saw your lineup, I said, no, this guy is the major. You are the Major General Ume Collins. You have
Hey,
earned it.
Jesus.
So we need to give you your flowers, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Let me
you.
receive it now that
Thank
I'm
you for
alive.
putting
Thank you,
this
sir.
together.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, brother. Okay. Before we go there, let me quickly
Okay, I
read
think I can hear
your.
you. I can hear you. Can you
Can
please
you
be
hear me?
audible?
Can you still
Be
hear me
audible,
now?
please.
Okay, let me go for a break. I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back.
Okay, 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 no problem.
Change is hard. I know people make it seem like a walk in the park and they tell you to change yourself, reinvent yourself, go to 2.0 and all that, but it is a different story in the real world. As much as we would love to change, our inherent nature prefers to stay where it is, especially when we don't know exactly how to do it. Can you now see that the fight for greatness is between you versus you? And as you may know, reinventing yourself is an important step to staying relevant in today's rapidly changing world. This is why Ume Collins Ibube, aka the Success Soldier, has brought together 12 profound speakers in a 6-day conference titled REINVENTION 2023, disrupting you for global relevance. The speakers are Awesomeness Eswabana, Niyi Shoyinka, Dr. Onyeka Chiemele, Jasper Ifeanyi, Shegun Manuel, Mark Idiahi, Emmanuel A. Amadu, Solomon Ota, Elisha Maman, Frederick Namdi Ibembu, Okoye Ijoma Dicta, Raymond Okpani, the panelists, the energetic EJ Precious Chukwuemeka Nwosu, and the keynote speaker Emmanuel Olatunji EGA. Regardless of your background or status, this is your chance to redesign your life and transform into the next level you. Click the link anywhere around this video to register for this life-changing conference. See you there.
All right, I'm back. Brother, can you hear me now? Brother Precious.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, fantastic. I noticed this thing. It's like they send this thing. Anytime we are going deeper, that's why the thing will now be increasing my voice. Don't
Your
talk.
your your microphone, I don't know. I can't hear you. It's very low. Your volume is very low.
Okay, let me see. How about now?
Still the same. Still the same. Very low.
Hmm. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Go for another break. Let me see what I can do. I'm coming.
Okay.
I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep, but I'm afraid of a pack of sheep led by lions. I came here to raise lions. I came here to provoke you. I came here to disrupt you. I came here to set that fire inside you. No matter the recession in the forest, a lion will never eat grass. Monkey know the bongo. No. A lion is not the tallest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the biggest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fattest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fastest animal in the jungle. So if you ask the lion, did you pass your fastest animal exam? He will say no. Did you pass the longest animal in the jungle? He will say no. Did you pass the biggest animal in the jungle exam? He will say no. Did you pass the wisest animal in the jungle? So what did you get in fastest? F. What did you get in strongest? F. What did you get in this one? F. What did you get in this one? F. So in your school set exam, you get F. No problem. But yet he's the king of the jungle. Your academics is not a guarantee for your success. Keep your first class one side. Keep your 2-1 one side. Keep your 2-2 one side. Show me your attitude. A lion will look at an elephant. He say, I will eat this. Because that is how he thinks. An elephant will see it and run away. It is not a function of your size. It is a function of your attitude. Walk to that person and say, you need to be in this platform. Otherwise, you look for me tomorrow. Start talking to them now. Stop pitying them. Time is ticking. TikTok. Where are my lions? Can I hear you say, Ahoo? So at this point in time, it is important that you know that decisions make men. What decision do you want to take today? What decision do you want to happen in your life? What decision do you want to see in 5 years' time? Everybody overestimates what you can accomplish in 1 year, but you underestimate what you can accomplish in 5 years. Stop thinking short term. Think about the long term. Money follows attention. You are too quiet for success. Once you make noise, you command attention. Hey. We don't show. Everybody was born naked. Everybody. There is nobody I know that came out with shoes, iPad, BlackBerry, nobody. Everybody came out naked. The only thing a baby comes out is the fear of falling down and the fear of a loud noise. Every other thing you learned to be poor. So if you're going to be successful, you have to unlearn poverty and learn success. Unlearn poverty and learn success. I was tired of 1,000, 5,000, 20,000. I was tired. My brother, small money is bad. So I wrote on my wall 100 million. I wrote it on the wall, big with paper. I will lie down by my bed on the floor. When I wake up, it's 100 million. I see. I wrote it on my ceiling, 100 million. When I turn like this, 100 million. Turn like this, 100 million in my bedroom. Turn like this, 100 million. My toilet, when I'm sitting on the throne, 100 million. This book will not pass me by. Whatever you look on, once there is a will, there will always be a way. I put a target on my mind, 100 million. And I put a time, 1 year. 1 year. When you put a target and a time, direction will appear. What is your target? What time do you have? When you put a time and a target, you turn to a madman. The world does not excuse the road for human beings. It's when you are mad, the road will clear. Stop thinking about 500,000. When you have a time and a target, everything changes. Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, my mentor, my boss, says in Africa, when a gazelle wakes up, it has to run faster than the fastest lion, otherwise it will be eaten. It says also in that same Africa, when a lion wakes up, it has to run faster than the fastest gazelle, otherwise fastest gazelle, otherwise it will not eat. The moral of the story is whether you are a gazelle or a lion, when you wake up, laugh all you want. I am too busy building an empire. God bless you. Have a fantastic day. Ahoo! Ahoo! God bless you.
There is no sound coming from your end at all. But I had the video, the whole video was loud and clear. But there is no sound coming from your end. Sadly, I can't even hear you.
Change is hard. I know people make it seem like a walk in the park and they tell you to change yourself, reinvent yourself, go to 2.0 and all that, but it is a different story in the real world. As much as we would love to change, our inherent nature prefers to stay where it is, especially when we don't know exactly how to do it. Can you now see that the fight for greatness is between you versus you? And as you may know, reinventing yourself is an important step to staying relevant in today's rapidly changing world. This is why Ume Kolintibube, aka the Success Soldier, has brought together 12 profound speakers in a 6-day conference titled REINVENTION 2023, disrupting you for global relevance. The speakers are Awesomeness Eswabana, Niyi Shoyinka, Dr. Onyeka Chiemele, Jasper Ifeanyi, Shegun Manuel, Mark Idiahi, Emmanuel A. Amadu, Solomon Ota, Elisha Maman, Frederick Namdi Ibembu, Okoye Ijoma Dicta, Raymond Okpani, the panelist, the energetic EJ Precious Chukwuemeka Nwosu, and the keynote speaker Emmanuel Olatunji EGA. Regardless of your background or status, this is your chance to redesign your life and transform into the next level you. Click the link anywhere around this video to register for this life-changing. Hi guys. So one thing that I have come to love about this voiceover industry is the beauty of creativity. I mean, it's just one person like me, right? With multitudinous voices, like as many as I can create. It's so wonderful, right? And when you get into the booth, do your magic and come out, people are wowed. How sick is that? Anyway, then my personal favorite, number 2, is that I get to give life to words. Like, take for instance this particular experiment, right? I made a post on Facebook and now I'm voicing it. Isn't it just amazing? It sounds so different, so alive. That's the beauty of voiceovers. Anyway, so I am a voiceover artist. My name is Ikwo Uchenna Sunday, and I am the voice of Wise King, right? So if you want, to do something with a voice talent and you need a premium voice talent on it, give me a call, all right? And message me, send me a DM. I am the voice of Wise King. To those.
If you can hear, please comment and tell us you can hear me. Let me be sure. I'm already here. I said I'm coming. I commented with my second phone, so I'm already here. Okay, sir. How is it now?
Okay. Yeah, I
You can hear
think
me, right?
it's much better now.
Okay. But I can't see your face. Sister Cynthia says she can hear. You can hear me, right? I want to be sure. Mm-hmm. Okay, fantastic. Okay. Come on, let me bring him up. Somebody said, Cynthia said she loved your smile.
Exactly. I spotted her right there. Good afternoon, distinguished Lady Cynthia Awuzie. I celebrate you, and it's a privilege to also have you here with us. Thank you for joining us.
Wow. People like us that have
Your
open
voice is
teeth.
much better now.
Thank God, thank God. People like us that have open teeth, we are fine. Finest. We fine. Pa. That's so good. Awesome. They cannot collect it from us. We are the most awesome people in the whole world. Yes, I'm right.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back, sir.
Thank you
Sorry
so
for that.
much. That's all right.
Thank you for coming. Thank you. Let me bring up your profile. I want the world to know who I'm bringing here. It's not moi. Let them know that this one is hot cake. It's hot cake. I want to come and disrupt people here. Okay. Brother Precious. Okay, let me see. Sister Cynthia said something. Yeah, so all these greetings for you, like the wife of president.
Yeah, you deserve that and more. You're a phenomenal woman. You're phenomenal. You're
Phenomenal.
phenomenal.
You're right, too. When I wanted to save a number on WhatsApp, I saw phenomenal. Like, oh, who's this phenomenal? Cynthia. I'm like, wow. Thank you,
You
Cynthia.
know,
Thank you,
these are
Cynthia.
people that we save their number on WhatsApp so that whenever we need to be motivated, we just enter their status and boom, you are right back on track. So yes, God bless you, Lady Cynthia. I was here for all you do. Thank you.
You helped me pronounce that surname. I don't even know if that's his surname or his name. Auzi.
Yeah, that's the surname. I was here.
Is that an Igbo name?
Yeah, I used to think she was sister to Mr. Charles. I was here. The popular Charles. I was here.
Yes.
So I used to,
The trans, what they
yeah,
call it,
I used
trans
to think,
whatever coin.
yes, transhuman.
Transhuman coin, yeah. I remember. Okay, let's go straight to business. This is the Reinvention Conference 23. That is 2023. So welcome, brother Precious Nwosu, the Prince of Hearts. I'm correct, right? So
Yes, you.
Precious is one of Africa's most inspirational people. A life coach, purpose and mind, talent manager, author, public speaker, a Facebook advertising expert, currently living in Abuja, FCT. Okay. His interests range from entrepreneurship to writing. He's also interested in volunteering, showbiz, innovation, and education in peak performance niches. This is peak performance, this Reinvention Conference. So he's performing here. He's a social media manager who specializes in targeted personal branding and Facebook advertising. He's a social media sensation full of value, poise, charisma, and intelligence. As a social media influencer with quality active followers, he possesses notable qualities such as responsible and deliberate leadership, audience targeting, and strategic communication skills. These qualities are evident in his impressive flow of ideas and value this dimensional what am I reading? Dissemination to his
Dissemination.
audience. Okay, to his audience via his Facebook profile, which has earned him the attention of top personalities recognized home and abroad over the years. Precious Chukwuemeka Nwosu is results-driven. He wears positive, contagious energy and attitude towards work, and he offers top-notch professionalism in the execution of his duties to his clients. The evidence is clearly presented on his Facebook wall in the form of comments and testimonials by satisfied clients or friends who have received value. His competence is duly praised by everyone who has worked with him, directly or indirectly. Precious Chukwuemeka Nwosu, inspired by the challenging experiences of his childhood, especially in the area of academics, has become an advocate for positive change and regeneration of educational standards and minds among young people. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Praise the Lord. Clap, clap, clap. Let's welcome the Prince of Art, Brother Chukwuemeka. Welcome to Reinvention Conference.
Thank
So
you
the theme
so
of this
much, Mr.
conference
May.
is disrupting you for global relevance.
Mm.
Disrupting you for global relevance. I want those that are in the village, that are from nowhere, they are living in one pot, in one bush, wherever, to know that they can become global, they can become relevant. Because you cannot be global if you're not relevant. You must be relevant first before you become global. So before you become global, you have to reinvent yourself. Before you become relevant, you have to reinvent yourself to learn, unlearn, and relearn. That's how I have to do this to touch many and change life. So I started to bring people like you, share your story, your invention story. Now, I read something here now about your story about academic challenges. I've inspired to do a lot of stuff. So today we hear that story. Welcome on board, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
It's a privilege to be here, and I am very humbled, honestly. Honestly, thank you, Cynthia Uzie. Thank you, everyone who is listening. And the essence of having a forum like this, having a conference like this, is for people to share their story. And when people share their story, what this does is that it makes other people who are listening to believe that success is possible. Just like you rightly said, you said you want people everywhere to know, to be disrupted. When we talk about the word disruptive is just like let me just give an example. You're scrolling online and then you see something that just disrupts your view, something that just um, that just affects your visual, and you stop. Maybe you see a picture with a very red background. It does something to your mind, and it gives a hook. Now, when we talk about disruptive in a reinvention of oneself, we're looking at people being conditioned to a particular kind of thought, to a particular thought pattern, and that is what they've believed all their lives. And then suddenly they hear something that makes them uncomfortable, but changes their life. And then they begin to think differently. They begin to say, is this possible? When I was listening to Lady Ejiro, it is that moment of disruption that you begin to ask yourself. You begin to tell yourself, I can really be more. There is something that doesn't feel right. That is what disruption does. When your mentality, your psyche has been disrupted, you begin to feel that I can really be more. I am uncomfortable in this setting. I think I should be more. I think I need to do something. I think I'm missing out on something. I think there is a puzzle that I'm trying to fix. That is what disruptive disruptive reinvention does. So when we are sharing our story, people are listening. People are seeing that if this person, the beautiful thing about motivational speakers and public speakers and people like us and people like our mentors is that they all have different stories, very different stories, but to one end, they succeeded. So when you look at the lineup. That is why when I saw the lineup, I said, no, this guy is the major general of success. Because when I saw the lineup, you see, all of those people have different stories. They come from diverse backgrounds. They have different diversity ethnicities, different cultures, different ethnic groups, different financial backgrounds. And then they are going to be sharing their stories. And people are going to see that these people, if these people can do it, then how bad can your story be? Like, how bad can your situation be? What's the worst? What's the lowest you've been that someone hasn't been? When we talk about my story, in 2021, I contemplated suicide more than 7 times. In 2021, it is a story that I don't really talk about. And yet I'm here. And if you saw what I ate this morning, I was asking myself, is this what I would have missed if I had, committed suicide out of frustration? When you eat good yam and egg, you say, wow, life can be this good after all.
That chicken lap.
So I'm telling you. So what is it that you are contemplating? In that 2001, I lost everything. When I mean everything, because I was into cryptocurrency. And I think that was the period when the government was saying if you're transacting cryptocurrency, they freeze your account and all of that. My account was among the accounts that was frozen. I lost everything. Wow. I don't even want to talk about the amount that I lost. I lost everything, and no bank accounts, nothing. And then the only thing I had was my phone, my cell phone. That was all I had, because that was what I was using for my business. So the story took a different turn. It came to a point that I even went to church, and I was in church and I was praying. I said, God, I think I am done with myself, and if there is anything you can do with me, anything at all, I don't care, I don't mind. Whatever it is you can do with me, just make something out of me. I have become nothing. I have become empty. I am nothing. Just do anything with me, because I had no use of myself anymore. I was at the end of my ropes. But then something happened, and I went to my pastor, I spoke to him. And you know what my pastor told me? He said, God wants you to sacrifice something that will cost you something. And what I had was my cell phone. I said, okay, what is the worst that could happen? I had already lost everything. So I said, since God is not asking me to sacrifice a human being, take the phone. I just removed my SIM card and laid the phone on the altar there, and that was it. So it was nothing to nothing. I was cut off from the outside world. I had no means of communication. Even if someone was going to reach out to me, how? I was cut off. So I was just there. And then one day, I decided to use my younger brother's phone to go online, see what's happening. And when I came online, there was a message waiting for me. The guy said, I want you to set up adverts for me. Facebook adverts. This was in 2021. By then, I had learned Facebook advert in 2019, but I wasn't doing anything with it. It was just one of those nights when you are just going online and then you see an offer and you just key into it and then you bank the knowledge and then you leave. That was what happened. So, and I had never told anybody about it. Nobody knew. I'd never posted it. Even up till now, I don't even really put out flyers to say, I'm an advertiser, come reach out to me. I only share testimonials at most. And then this guy reached out to me and he said, I want you to run adverts for me. I was scared because I had never done it for anybody. I had never told anybody about it. So I billed him. I told him, you're going to pay 100K. The idea was to scare him so that he would just go away. The next thing he said, bring your account number. I gave him my younger brother's account, thinking he'll be one of those people that will say, I'll get back to you. And he paid. He paid, I did the job for him, and up till today, as I speak with you, his phone rings, but he doesn't pick up till today.
Jesus.
One of those days, while I was working with him, I was tempted to ask him. I said, "How did you know about me? How did you reach out to me?" He said that he was in his sleep and he had reached out to this guy, reach out to, because then my name on Facebook was Mekasin King. That was the name I was bearing. He said he had in his dream reach out to this guy and pay him this money. That he was so restless. But then that was just one step towards all of this that you see today. So I saw that, okay, we could actually do something. And then I saw it that this was God coming through for me, and I began to maximize it. I began to maximize it. I began to take life one step at a time. I began to move one step at a time. And one of the things that really stood out, I went back to God because I had done everything I could and there was nothing. So when I went back to God, I found out that your purpose is hidden in God. I have always known that I would be more. I had always known that I would be more. But then I didn't know how to go about it. In 2017, in my office, one day, as I just sat down in frustration and I was just there, I said, Lord, give me a rain of ideas. You know what happened? That day, somebody paid in money to my account, and I decided to take a stroll. And the first place I found myself was in a bookshop, and I bought books. And I didn't know what I was doing. I was just buying books until I exhausted the money. And I read those books, and the ideas and the paradigm, everything was shifted, but there was no action. So until it was time for the awakening to happen, then everything began to take effect, everything began to manifest. And then that is when you begin to see yourself that this is actually possible. Now you see that bio. You see the bio you just read. The bio you just read. Somehow you are reading it and then it relates to the kind of person that you see me to be today. I wrote that bio in 2020. I wrote it in 2020 and left it there.
When you have not become.
But when I have not become. But look at how everything is playing out. And I have a project that I'm working on, the African Emerging Leaders Conference that I host every year. And this year, by God's grace, we are hosting 7 African nations. And you begin to see that everything is playing out. Everything is playing out because we are awakened. Our minds have been reinvented. We now have a direction. We now have a purpose. We now know where we are headed. And everything we do is in line with where we are going. So this is just one of my stories. One of the latest stories of some of the results you see today. And God has been helping us. So this is it.
I see. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hope you can still hear me.
Of course I can. Of course, I can hear you.
All right. Okay, now I want us to tell us, what do you think is reinvention? What's a reinvention? To humans, to us.
Now,
now you know your story.
Yes. Okay. This journey, there is no guideline. There are no rules in this journey of reinvention. What reinvention could mean for a business person is different from what reinvention would mean for a career person.
Exactly.
So there are no rules. But generally, reinvention is what I would call an awakening. Awakening, when you know that you need to start doing something differently. You've seen the kind of results you were getting in the past, and the kind of results you were getting in the past are a result of the kind of actions you've taken, the kind of choices you've made, the kind of decisions that you've made, the kind of places you've been, the kind of information you've taken in. and you've seen the kind of results that they've given you. When we talk about reinvention, it means you're taking a new turn, you're taking a U-turn, you're taking a new direction, you're looking at life from a new perspective, and then you want to start doing things differently. You now have to form new thought patterns, you have to form new belief systems, you have to form a new mindset, you have to see life differently. Somebody tagged me to a comment I made 4 years ago. It was a very informative comment, very lengthy, very, sophisticated. That was when we were speaking all the English. We were always trying to prove ourselves online. And when I saw that comment, it does not align with my reinvented self. It does not align. I quickly apologized and I deleted that comment. So reinvention is a process. Reinvention is a process. You continue to improve. So reinvention doesn't end. The way we are today, we feel we are already reinvented. But if you look at us 5 years from now, you will still see a new reinvention. So reinvention is what I would call a continuous process of awakening. A continuous process of awakening, a continuous process of becoming, a continuous process of transformation. So you don't end. You keep on becoming, you keep on improving, you keep on changing, you keep on learning. So that is, you see, this reinvention is huge, is bigger than all of us, it's bigger than what we imagine. Today, this is where we are. Tomorrow, you might even have to reinvent the pattern of this program, and we are live, maybe in Lagos. And then sometime in the future, we are in Dubai. And then sometime in the future, we are in the Netherlands. We are everywhere. So that is what it is, a continuous process. It doesn't end. So as a young man, that is the beauty of all of these things. We all have our story, and we all speak from our own perspective of reinvention. So looking at my life, I have had new thought patterns. I have learned new things, and I'm beginning to see life differently. That is my own idea of reinvention. I'm seeing life differently from what I used to be. I no longer get involved in social media drama, arguments. We're no longer trying to prove any point. I don't get involved in controversial stuff. I'm telling you. So we're not trying to prove a point anymore. What we do is for ourselves first, and for humanity.
Doing what is right.
Taking action, doing what is right, doing what is right. And just like you spoke about Mr. Obon King, we are all trying to leave behind a good legacy for the next generation. Someday people are going to watch this video, and then they are going to see that we did our best. We did our best to leave behind a good legacy, leave behind a good pattern for them to follow. So this is the process of reinvention. It outlives us. Reinvention outlives us. It outlives our generation. So reinvention on its own is a legacy. Reinvention is a legacy. Reinvention is more. We can keep going on and on and on. In fact, I can say that reinvention is that atom that births everything in the universe. Because this decision we are taking today is going to influence our generation. There are people who are supposed to become negative influences in the society, but my reinvention is changing all of that. Your reinvention is changing all of that, thereby cutting down on the negativity in the society. Cutting down on the negativity in the society. So reinvention can do a whole lot. Reinvention can change the society. Reinvention can build. Reinvention is one of the catalysts of nation building. Reinvention is one of the catalysts of sustainable development. So reinvention is a lot, depending on the perspective you're coming from. Reinvention bets innovation.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
All right. In 5 minutes, just help us share your story, your invention story, how you started and how you got here.
Okay, okay. Now, I would like to share the most recent or the closest. In 2020, okay, in 2017, I when I was tired of the ordinary, because I am this kind of person, I get bored when there is no activity. That is why if you watch me closely, there is no month I'm not trying to, put out something. Every month I have to be somewhere. I have to do something. I have to make an impact. Weekly, monthly. If it's not a course I'm taking, it is a program I'm participating in. I just have to, I hate being inactive. So I was working in the hospital in Abuja 2017. And then every day was just the same routine: go to work, come back, go to work, come back. There was no difference. At the point I got tired. So I sat down one day and I said, I want to make a difference. I think I can be more. I think there is more to life than just going to work and coming back. So I was just there and I was praying. I said, Lord, give me a rain of ideas. I need ideas. I need something to make a difference. And the first thing that happened was I had to go get a book. So the money came, and because there was an awakening, there had to be action. There had to be action. What did I have to do to reinvent? What did I have to do to make this happen? The first thing that clicked in my mind was, I remember motivational speakers saying, you want to make a difference, you need to start reading books. You need to start, change your circle, the kind of information you process. I said, okay, this is it. Now, this was the Holy Spirit or whatever force was in motion then or was in process then. I went out. The whole money I had on me, I got a book. I got this book by Jack Canfield. Jack Canfield, and what's the name of this book?
Success book.
Yeah, one of his book, Jack Canfield. I think I still have it there. Okay, The Success Principles. It's a 400-page book. A 400-page
Very
book.
big, voluminous.
Because of that burning desire, I burnt that book in 1 week. I made a decision. I said every day I will read 50 pages of this book.
I've read
In
that book
1
too.
week, I
There's one
was
part of
done.
the book. Sorry, I've read that book too. There's one part of that book that got me. So the first place you will see, the first thing you will see, no one owes you anything. You owe yourself everything. I'm just paraphrasing.
Yes, you are
Like, when you
100%
read that place, you'll be
responsible for your
provoked.
life.
To read that, you'll be
He said
provoked.
you
Like,
are
why?
100% responsible for your life. I got angry.
Imagine.
I
You will
got
take out my
angry.
mother,
And that
my
book,
mother.
that
You will
is
take my
one book
mother,
that I
my father, my
recommend to
brother.
anybody. I'm telling you, after I read that book, in fact, I knew that I needed not to read any other book for the rest of the year because it was a compilation of everything that I needed. And I read that book and my eyes opened. Firstly, I saw that I was 100%, not 99, 100% responsible for my life. I saw that nobody owed me anything. I saw that I needed to take action. Wow. And then the next thing I did was I got a book. I got the notebook, a 40 leaves notebook, and I started to say, what could I do? And I also saw in that book that you need to, if you want to become something, you need to start working towards it. And then I knew I always wanted to become an author. I always wanted to, I wanted people to look up to me and say, because of you, I didn't give up. In fact, as at 2016, 2015, if you check my bio, what you will see is I want people to look up to me and say, because of you, I didn't give up. That's what I put there. Why I put it there, I don't know, but I knew that I liked the quote. But now you see, some of these things that we unconsciously love are the things that are actually part of our life, are the things that are actually part of our purpose. So you see yourself attracted to a particular kind of setting, that is part of your purpose. So I saw that, I put that quote there that I want people to look up to me and say, because of you, I didn't give up. It was there since 2015, I don't know. And then once in a while, I'll just write something motivational and I'll just putting it out there. It wasn't organized. It was just, aspire to respire and all of that and all of that. But I just saw myself unconsciously motivating people. Then getting to 2017, when I see something going on in an environment, I try to draw a lesson out of it. This was something that was birthing in me. And there was this day I saw a dog tied, a dog owner came to our compound, didn't want to come with the dog into the house, so he chained the dog outside. As he was about to leave, I saw the dog try to follow him. I saw the chain hold the dog back. After the dog tried for a while, the dog stopped trying. And then, this idea began to form in my head that chain was a limitation. That chain was the peer pressure. That chain was the family conditioning. That chain was the background holding back some people. That chain was the lessons, the things that our teachers have taught us, that money doesn't grow on trees, that you can't make it unless you have this certificate. These were the things I was seeing. I began to see the world differently. It was amazing. When I'm in a bus and I see things happening in the bus, my mind begins to process it differently. And then I saw that after the dog tried for a while, the dog stopped trying. And then I saw the man the owner of the dog, I saw that person as an opportunity. So this dog, or this dog represents a person seeking an opportunity, but the chain of emotional baggages, family conditioning, environmental challenges were holding him back from opportunities. Then the next thing I did was I started a blog. I started writing on that blog. Every day I go out, I see experiences, I wrote them down, how I interpreted them. And then gradually, 2017, I decided, okay, I think I need to write a book. I started writing that book, but I had no mentor. I only had books. I didn't even know what it meant to have a mentor. I was listening to so many people, like I just found myself listening to Miles Monroe, listening to Kenneth Lumumba, and I just loved them. I just loved these men and the kind of energy they had. So I just bought books and I read books. And fast forward to 2020, yes, I came in contact with Head Start Africa. And then when I saw what was going on in Head Start Africa, I said, wow, this is where I need to be. These are the kinds of people I had always wanted to associate with. I said, okay, I think this is time. So what I did was, because when I was putting out my content, my friends that knew me were really, making a joke out of it. Like, guy, you don't become motivational speaker. But then it wasn't about motivational speaking. These were my ideas. These were my perspective about life. I was seeing life differently. So I was putting it out. I was sharing my experiences. They were making a joke out of it. So I got to South Africa. I saw people doing the same thing I was doing, but in a more organized way. So I began to make new friends. I began to add friends. I think that was even where I added you. I added so many people, and then I saw that as I was putting out this. Exactly. As I was putting out this content, I'm telling you, things. I was seeing people.
This idea of thought leadership. I'm a thought leader. Yeah. This idea of thought leadership came to me when I met Janobede and Obon King and others. That in the same cycle.
Exactly. So I started seeing better comments, better, people that resonate with what I was giving out.
Not the normal community.
When I come online,
laugh out loud. Thank you.
I'm telling you, when I come online, and then before I see any joke or any silly post or any controversial post, I will see 10 to 15 posts, write-ups, content, thought leadership, inspirational. I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to do. And then I began to put out more content. And then I said, okay, if I'm going to stand out, I need to put out myself. I need to put myself out there. And then I joined another group from some of the new people I'd added. I saw them talking about Open, the online, I think by Edwin Adewo's group, Lady Edwin Adewo, Open Online Entrepreneurs Networks. Yeah, Publishers and Entrepreneurs Network. And then they were doing a 30 days challenge. I participated in that challenge for a while. I didn't finish it, but then I said, okay, I need to apply this system, this strategy. So I came back, and then from 2020 entering 2021, December to January, I knew I wanted to launch out in January of 2021. 2020 December, I did a 30 days content challenge on my own. I was just writing every day. I needed to put out that energy, and people actually saw me. People actually connected with me, and I made friends. I built formidable relationships. And then by 2021 January, I completed my book that I've been writing since 2017. And then I launched my book in 2021. And the ideas in that book were, more informed, more refined. So I now saw the reason why I didn't even have to finish it. So God was taking me through a process. And then, I told you I'd been through a series of, emotional downtimes and what would I call it? Moments where I felt I was going to give up, a depression and suicidal moments, and then I saw myself coming out stronger because firstly, I had changed my cycle. I used to think I was alone. And by 2021, I launched my book. And some of the people who began to see me for who I really am, they came to me and they said, okay, we want to have you speak on our program. And then I knew with that if I could speak on as many programs as possible, I would register my presence. So what I did was I had to get a mastermind. So I formed a mastermind with people who were going in my direction. And the idea in our mastermind was we're going to be putting out as many programs as possible, as many virtual programs as possible, and we're going to be rotating it. I host the program, I bring you on. You host the program, you bring me on. And then we have people, we bring in resource persons. And that was when we hosted African Emerging Leaders Conference. And, it gave me leverage. That's why I always talk about strategy. Sometimes it's not all about being consistent. You need to know where you're going and how you intend to make it happen. So, and before you knew it, I was almost everywhere. There is no week, there is no month that I'm not, in one program or the other. People got to know more about me, and it kept on inspiring me. This movement kept on pushing me, and we are here today. That is why, that's why I say reinvention is a process. And I'm still reinventing. Now, in 2022, when we had the first African Emerging Leaders Conference, I had a blueprint that I presented to my mastermind, because we do it like a manifesto, our individual goals or collective goals. So I put out that manifesto, everything I wanted the African Emerging Leaders to look like. I said, first, we're going to host thought leaders from geopolitical zones in Nigeria. And then next, we're going to host people from states. And then we're going to host people from other African countries. And then we're going to host intercontinental. So we did the first geopolitical zone. And then after that, look at from 2020 till 2022 till the end of 2022, I saw that I had already started building influence with people from the international community. And when we got into 2023, it was just easy to host people from other African countries. And that, like when I mean, there were no protocols. I just reached out, hi, please, I'd like you on my program. Okay, fine. I'm delighted to be on your show. And that was it. And then recently, I went back to that manifesto and I saw everything. So sometimes the things we say we want to become, even if we write them down, it is stored in your heart. It is impressed in your soul. It is impressed in your system. It is impressed in your personality. It is impressed in your purpose. So it's just there. It's just like a chip. A chip in a computer. It's just there. So you need to activate it. That's why Apostle Paul said something. Apostle Paul said that I thank God that the grace that was bestowed upon me was not in vain. Even though I labored more than everyone else, yet not I, but the grace that works in me. Now, what I'm trying to derive here is there is a grace that is bestowed upon everybody. But so many people's graces are in vain. So let me now rephrase now, or let me paraphrase. There is a purpose that is impressed on everybody, bestowed on everybody. But so many people's purpose are in vain because they don't work, because they don't even know that the purpose is there. If you don't know the purpose is there, it will be in vain. But the moment you know, the moment you are awakened, it activates. And the moment it activates, you start becoming, you start reinventing. In fact, this reinvention process is not something you do for yourself. It is automatic. It is on autopilot. In fact, reinvention is on autopilot. Talking from my perspective, the moment you discover your purpose and you take the first action, leave the rest to the autopilot of reinvention. It continues. You see yourself becoming. You see yourself becoming. Everything you do clicks. I can tell you, in fact, I said in one of my programs where I spoke, I was invited, they called it revolution, revolutionizing Africans, something like that. I said in that program, I said, at a stage in your life, if you make 10 decisions, 9 out of that 10, it's not supposed to be a mistake. I can tell you clearly that 9 out of 10 decisions I have made since 2021 till today, I am proud of it. I don't regret it. You don't have to be at a point in your life where you're still, making mistakes, making wrong choices, regretting your decisions. I don't regret any of my decisions. The only ones that maybe they did not really click the way I want, but I'm still proud that I made them. I don't regret them. The friends I've made, the decisions I've made, the choices I've made, the doors I've shut, because I've actually shut some doors. The doors I've shut, I don't regret them. The doors I've opened, I don't regret them. So reinvention is an autopilot process. The moment you are awakened in your spirit, you understand that you are supposed to be more. You know there is a restlessness in your spirit that you cannot contain. You know you have to give out something. What all reinvention needs to do, the autopilot or the artificial intelligence or the receptor of reinvention, it just needs to pick that signal. It just needs to pick that signal. Okay, this guy doesn't want to be a mediocre. This guy doesn't want to be ordinary. All right, leave the rest to us. Reinvention is a contractor. It's a catalyst. Reinvention is everything. So this is my story, and this is how I came to be where I am today. These are some of the things that I've done, and that is why, thankfully, I am here.
You said reinvention is autopilot. Now, I picked that. Let's go back to the autopilot. Some people, when you say autopilot, they're like, "Is it really just happen?" Let me say, for example, we have autoresponder for WhatsApp. Before autoresponder will work, you will have to store that. You will have to install a message. That when somebody clicks, so you cannot just come. You have to set something for it to begin to respond.
Yes.
So I want them to understand it better.
That setup is your purpose. You need to say, this is my purpose. I've discovered my purpose. I've discovered my purpose. I know I want to be more. Immediately you click on your purpose, leave the autopilot. It will just, take care of everything. It's a process. You will just know what to do.
Because you talk about purpose now, some people are fighting with this thing. How do I know my purpose? How do I know my purpose? They don't know, I don't know. But it is that you don't have to wait to know your purpose. But once you've got that catalyst, like you said, strike it, because it might become a purpose at the end.
I'm telling you, even self, it's not really a big deal. I know some people might say because I have become, but then there was something I said during one of my programs, one of my offline programs, the one where I gave scholarship. After giving out the scholarships, I heard that these children, their parents went to church and gave testimonies. And I heard that churches were praying for me because of the scholarship I gave to those children. There were about 6 children. So the whole community, it was everywhere. And then I came up with this word. I said, humanity will not recognize you until you do something for humanity. So if you want humanity to recognize you, you need to start doing something for humanity. So it is the same with purpose. If you want to be in line with your purpose, you need to first find out what is that thing you are good at. When you find something you are good at, so if you can bring a solution, at least bring a solution. Do you know that when I started out, do you know I had an entertainment brand. In fact, I still have an entertainment brand that has 18,000 followers. An entertainment brand. We have a YouTube channel that has over 1,000 subscribers. Okay, you know of it. Now that brand.
Roya. Remember the word?
Yes, Royal Castle. We were just doing entertainment, but I knew in my mind that I wanted to use entertainment to inform people, to speak against the negativity in the society. I wanted to use entertainment to stop something and to build something, and we were doing it. So it was different from what people were doing. In fact, when we did the Royal Castle Global Edutainment Conference, it was a conference on edutainment, educational entertainment. And when I did a research, it was the first of its kind in Nigeria. Nobody had done it in Nigeria, and it was the second of its kind in the whole of Africa. Edutainment conference, nobody had done it. So we did it. And what we were doing is, when you watch most of the European movies, they are trying to show us how the Europeans are better and how the Africans are upcoming. And this is something that is forming a thought pattern in the mind of people. It is mental slavery, depending on how you look at it. So I said, no, we have to start using education and entertainment to inform, to teach, to build. And then we did that conference. And it was a 3 days offline conference. We went to schools, we had competitions, debate competitions, where students were talking about the impact of entertainment in educational system. It was different, it was unique, it was powerful. And this was what I was doing with entertainment. Entertainment that people were doing other things with. See what I was doing with it. And then we gave out scholarships. And then we did all of this with entertainment. So when you see, this was my purpose. I knew there has to be something different. I knew I wanted to make a change. It doesn't matter where you are. Just discover that purpose. The process of reinvention will start taking place.
Thank you so much, boss. Thank you, King. Thank you, AZ. Thank you, Chief.
God bless you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you so much for everything. To round up now, because my next speaker is here, and that is my Oga Kwata Kwata. He is Mark Idiahi. That is Mark Idiahi, the founder of, the convener of Future Leadership Conference. That is Ubuntu Mentee. He's the chairman, general overseer. So you have given me a sign that I am here. So let me just
okay.
And thank you for that scholarship you gave, because I love it. Me, I believe when I read a book titled "The Life You Save May Be Your Own." So since then, that book title now become a message. The life you save may be your own. So the life you save may be your own. You don't need to life of your children. Your own life is not your own life. Maybe it's life of your children, your family, or anybody. So thank you. Chukwu Gozegi, God bless you. Thank you
so much for
coming back.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. God bless you. All right, bye.
Thank you.
I love you.
Thank you for having me. God bless all of you.
Okay, bye.
All right, Major, I salute you.
Wow. Oh, he's even calling me. Wow.
Change is hard. I know people make it seem like a walk in the park and they tell you to change yourself, reinvent yourself, go to 2.0 and all that, but it is a different story in the real world. As much as we would love to change, our inherent nature prefers to stay where it is, especially when we don't know exactly how to do it. Can you now see that the fight for greatness is between you versus you? And as you may know, reinventing yourself is an important step to staying relevant in today's rapidly changing world. This is why Ume Collins Ibube, aka the Success Soldier, has brought together 12 profound speakers in a 6-day conference titled Reinvention 2023, Disrupting disrupting you for global relevance. The speakers are Awesomeness Eswabana, Niyi Shoyinka, Dr. Onyeka Chiemele, Jasper Ifeanyi, Shegun Manuel, Mark Idiahi, Emmanuel A. Amadu, Solomon Ota, Elisha Maman, Frederick Namdi Ibembo, Okoye Ijoma Dicta, Raymond Okpani. The panelists, the energetic EJ Precious Chukwuemeka Nwosu, and the keynote speaker, Emmanuel Olatunji EGA. Regardless of your background or status,